So if you are on the end of the spectrum where you tend to be kind of a quick, fast decision maker, a couple of suggestions for you. These are just some things that I have used because I tend to fall into this category more often than not, and it's not absolute for every situation. Sometimes it does vary. But one of the things that I found to be really helpful is to when I'm working with someone who tends to be a little bit more on the reflective, research-based end of the decision scale, is to create sort of a series of interactions, starting off with mentioning that there is a decision coming up so that they kind of have it already on their radar, and I don't sort of catch them off guard the day that I'm ready to make that decision and freak them out. So mentioning it first and then allowing some time to pass. So you kind of have to plan this ahead just a little bit, allowing some time to pass and then bringing it up again and mentioning just very casually what some of the potential options are. So let's pretend that you are buying a toaster and there are 3 or 4 options that you're interested in. You know, if you're this type of decision maker, you perhaps already know the exact one that you're the most interested in, but mentioning some of the options and then allowing a little bit more time to pass and then suggesting that you sit down and look at those options together. Now, if you are someone who falls on the opposite end of the decision-making spectrum and you do tend to need more of the time to reflect and to do the research, here are a couple of tips for you. So this would be if you are working with someone who is very spontaneous and perhaps a little impulsive and they tend to know what they want immediately. One of the things that you can do that's really helpful is, number one, communicate to them that you need a little bit extra time and reassure that person that the decision is really important to you and that you're not just, kind of brushing them aside, that you are just taking some extra time to think about it. And secondly, another piece that can be extremely beneficial is to suggest that they do something else in the meantime while you're doing your research and you're reflecting, because your friend who is impulsive and pretty quick to know and size up the situation and kind of know the direction that they're leaning in probably is the type who also likes to stay busy and likes to feel like they're constantly getting something accomplished. And so part of their frustration may be feeling like they're waiting. So if you can let them know, like, hey, it's okay for you to go off and do this other thing in the background while I do my research and reflection, you will alleviate some of their anxiety and you'll alleviate your anxiety in terms of feeling pressured to come up with a quick decision. So I hope you found this to be helpful and useful. Once again, I am Christine Collins, and I hope that you have an absolutely magical and creative rest of your day.